Welcome back, everybody. Got my buddy Zafar here today. He was in Syria for 26 months, exactly. He got back about 2 months ago?
Yeah, on the 7th of January, so yeah, 2 months ago.
Yep. 2 months ago, we met in the YPG International Unit. He was also a former Marine, like myself, but we didn't meet in the Marine Corps.
Quite a few years apart, too.
Yeah, like 4 years?
At least. I got out in 2009.
Oh, no, 6. Yeah, I got it in 2015. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Syria. We're going to be talking about the Marine Corps today. I got about, like 10 questions. I think now 12, but whatever. We're going to go through some questions, do a little interview sort of thing. I think you guys will learn a lot today. So we're going to begin with the obvious question. What is this? I already know what it is, but if you want to tell the story about it, it's kind of crazy.
This lovely thing, I'm sure a few people from back over there is with know what this is. But this is a wire-guided missile that Daesh was using. It's actually got a serial number on the bottom of it. I'm really curious to finding out who manufactured and sold it. So yeah, the bottom of it, you can still see the serial number. So I'm probably going to bring that down to my town's local armory here at some point, just have them read off the serial number to see if they can find anything on it. But anyways, back in October, I want to say October 6th or October 9th, I'm a little hesitant in the day.
2018?
Yes, 2018. Shahid Shaheen, French fighter that was with us, ended up dying from a wire-guided missile that had probably hit us from a good 500 meters out. The explosion blew through the sandbags, blew through the concrete wall, and 2 were injured, and Shahid Shaheen had got the top part of his head removed from the shrapnel from this damn thing. I got both my eardrums perforated, which is why I got a lovely scar right here on the side of my head from where it hit me.
Are you able to get a hearing aid from the VA?
I mean, I can actually probably call them and hit them up. I mean, hearing's not really the issue. It's just that it's a perforated eardrum, so there's air going in and out of it.
Oh, yeah.
So once that gets fixed, it'll probably be a lot better, but I'm not sure the VA will cover something like that.
It's freaking crazy, man. So that was in Deir ez-Zor?
Deir ez-Zor, I think it's Baghouz is the actual name of it.
Was it really Baghouz?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, yeah, so that's the story of the rocket. I don't know how you got this back from Syria.
Honestly, I just skipped right through the fucking airports. People are always like, don't even have a little patch of Yepica or this, and that. And it's like, you know what? I'm American.
Bring a
rocket.
rocket.
No one gives a fuck about me. And sure enough, just put it under the plane in a box, and they're just like, whatever, it's a fucking chunk of metal.
Didn't they take your knives?
They took a little pair of fucking clippers, for your nails, but that was that was carry-on. That wasn't under the plane shit. So my carry-on, they fucking took my little clippers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They took all my lighters.
Yeah.
There's little things like that. And I was just like, really, guys? Am I gonna clip the pilot's fucking nails off his body or what?
I doubt they would know what this is, but anyway, yeah, that's the story of the rocket. Yeah, I remember seeing that. You telling all of us when we got to the unit. You told us that story, and we were all like, oh my god, what the fucking... Anyway, so that's the first question out of the way. Second one is, it's probably going to be another long one. You were operationally in every area of Syria. You were in Raqqa at the start, 2017? No, it was near the end of Raqqa, but yeah, 2017.
It was 18 when I got there in January.
18, alright.
Basically, all the fighting was done. It was just minesweeping at that point. That's literally all there was, but it was crazy. You'd be PTing outside, and a mine would go off literally 30 meters from your area. You're just like, oh, fuck.
Jesus. Alright, well, yeah, during PT and stuff?
Yeah. Mine just went off 30 meters from us.
Alright, well... You were in Raqqa. That was that. How about Afrin, Deir ez-Zor, and Tel Tamer, which is the other regions, and I'll probably show it in this interview. But what were those comparing and contrasting like? Because I know it was against the FSA, not the Turks, but the FSA. I mean, obviously the Turks were in Afrin. There was some things there, but there was also Daesh and Deir ez-Zor. Tel Tamer was FSA. How do those compare and contrast, especially over the years? Because that's over a 2.5 year period.
I mean, for the Afrin thing, that was just kind of a rush thing. So when we got there, it was a little unorganized. But it was crazy. With the amount of airstrikes and artillery the Turks are calling in on the Kurds, whether they were military or non-military, whether they were still in the cities or not, they would bomb them indiscriminately. And it was just fucking crazy. When these things go off, the whole ground shakes, and you're on the receiving end of an airstrike. It's a completely different fucking story.
Jesus.
So, I mean, that was really interesting being in Afrin. And then going to the Deir ez-Zor, been there twice in that area. More urban, house-to-house kind of thing.
Is this including Baghouz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was a good sparse tree area, so you'll have a little cluster of houses, a little gap, maybe 200 meters wide sometimes, and then another cluster of houses, and just kept kind of going like that the whole way. So it's a different setting, a different way of doing things, but there's fucking IEDs everywhere. Like, even like one of your questions you have later, like compared to Afghanistan, that's like one of the biggest things I can say is like Afghanistan had a lot of IEDs.
Yeah.
But dude, compared to Syria, fuck no, dude. Like you'd have a unit that might be maybe a couple hundred meters ahead of you, and you see them carrying like 3 or 4 guys back who just stepped on an IED. And usually not even the same one. These are different people on different IEDs. Jesus. So yeah, IED Haven and Deir ez-Zor, and that was even the second time I went back. And the first time I was there, it was worse because they were attacking from one direction. And the second time we attacked, we actually came from the exact opposite direction to take it. And so the enemy and our allies were trading back and forth in the same area. There's less of a mine threat. But it was definitely a lot worse there to be there the first time because of the mining issues.
Because of the mining issues. So, I mean, they were doing that since Raqqa.
It's just the beginning.
Yeah. That's freaking crazy. So, like, I remember, when we got to the unit, you were in charge of training everybody. Like, in the unit. We had a 6-week course after the academy, and that's how it goes in the Marine Corps as well. You can't just once you're done with boot camp, you don't just go straight to Afghanistan. You have to do some unit training as well. So just like that, he was teaching us, and I remember some of the first things he were teaching us was just don't touch anything. Like everything is freaking mine. Like it's
not yours. Don't fucking touch it.
Yeah, that's what it was. It's crazy, and I remember, that just the classes they'll use like garage door openers and just the infrared lasers there in the wire.
Infrared lasers and things like that. They're more rare, but they're common. But like just common things like you go in the house, you look for the doorstep, you look for everything else that's normal, staircase, things like that. Like things you would normally be trained in the U.S. military to look for. Yeah. The problem is they learn that those are the normal places people start checking. So like people won't touch any like the switches in the walls or anything like that. But you go to take a shower and they have a fucking open circuit on the shower knob.
I remember you telling me about this, yeah.
So things like that. So like you'll see like a lot of the sabotage teams will clip like all the fucking wires in the house. Anything that has any kind of electricity that's supposed to run through it. And even then, like they'll have it hidden so well they're not planning on you to, we'll say, hit any switches. They'll just have the power cut to the house. And so as soon as you hook up the power to the house, something that was buried like 2 months ago goes off. What the fuck?
So that's like, is that targeting the sabotage teams where if they cut the
wire?
wire?
I mean, you get rid of the sabotage teams, it's a psychological thing. No one's there to fucking clear out your bombs anymore. Yeah. So I mean, don't get me wrong, like Afghanistan had a shit ton out there, but compared to Syria, I mean, even when I ran into the SF a little bit out there and I talked to them for a brief moment, yeah, it was like a big thing. It was just the amount of fucking IEDs that were there were outrageous. Like Dash really knew what they were doing when it came to planning IEDs.
That's crazy. So did the FSA do that in Afrin or Tal Tamr? Did you?
Well,
see
we were on the
that?
defense, so not really.
Okay. Gotcha. In Afrin as well.
Yeah, when you're pulling back, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy, man. So, I mean, the next question you already kind of answered it. The comparisons between Afghanistan and Syria, because obviously that's Taliban and ISIS. IEDs, they use the same. What about fighting techniques? Is it sort of the same?
I would say Daesh has gotten really good when it comes to the environments they're fighting in, and the Taliban usually fight more in the mountains.
Okay.
So that'd be something to really keep in mind. But if you wanted to compare it, even say between like the Marine Corps being like in YPG, you would say like the equipment, the manpower you have, physical fitness, huge.
Taliban is better?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Just because they're always running mountains and shit, and shit like that. But no, even for us, for like the forces we were in, I mean, you saw it when we got there, like. There really wasn't a PT standard. Like, don't get me wrong, it could be like this blob, we could barely walk around. Yeah. But that was like a big issue is that for the international unit, we were fucking great. Like, we were always in shape, we were always PTing. Even when I just recovered from my last injury, I was still out there to give like lessons to the PT schedule and what it should be. Yeah. And then I remember after that, freaking, if you looked at some of the units around us, they were really lenient in their workout time. And that was something that was really disappointing between, like, being out there in Afghanistan versus Syria, or in this case, the Marine Corps versus the YPG. Was like the PT standard was really meh.
Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, I like the PT standard in the YPG International, but yeah, like especially when
that
the
was us, not them.
Yeah, true. I mean, the YPG were pretty motivated.
They were though. That was crazy. The YPG, the female fighters out there, the YPJ, beyond motivated. Like, I remember it was, I think it was like 2018, the middle of 2018, when it was like really fucking rainy. Yeah. And we're all just sitting there chilling. It was Carker's group had just gotten there. I think not too long.
Early 2018.
Yeah, so it was like pouring rain. And I mean just downpouring hardcore, funny enough, in the desert, right? And so we're just sitting there in the rooms bullshitting, smoking the free yard and cigarettes. And then lo and behold, we hear this chanting going on in the background. We're just like, who the fuck is this? Like 7 in the morning, dude, just downpouring rain. Yeah. So we look at our windows, sure enough, there's YPG just running through the fucking rain, going into the fucking dishes that are more full than anything else. I'm just like, go, girls.
There you go,
fucking go.
And yeah, any YPG that I've ever seen, they really proved themselves. Unlike, I mean, where we see here in the U.S., I've seen like, you know, they're lowering standards. The Marine Corps has been able to like keep the standards sort of the same.
Like by their fucking teeth in the bar,
basically. Yeah. Well, in Syria, it's totally different. They proved themselves like no other. And also, you brought up how you were injured, and this was technically including the rocket 3 times that you were injured. Yeah.
3 rockets. Yeah. The one that popped my ears.
Oh yeah, it was all rockets or explosives.
I think so. Let me think here. Yeah, the one that popped my ears. No, this one was a mortar technically.
Yeah, and actually, funny story about the mortar. You were giving us a medical class after the whole fighting. It was like a week after they got back in the front line. He was giving us a medical class. We were going through the medical supplies, and I go through the bag and I see the splint, and I've got a picture of it. I see the splint. Yeah. There's a hole through it, the same exact size and shape of the hole in his hand. And I'm like, oh my god! And then we like trace it, and it turns out that the shrapnel that went through your hand. We don't know if it went through the medical bag first or whatever.
No. How to work it had to go into the medical bag, through the SAM splints, which are metal, and then stop the iodine bottle. Because the only reason I even realized that when he was talking about the hole.
The iodine, yeah.
Yeah, I looked at it, I was like, wait, where's the iodine? We should have a bottle of iodine.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the fucking metal was rattling around. And I was like, holy shit! That was in the back of his back. So
really?
So if that would have been on his back, then that should have technically hit him in the fucking back. Oh, I would have been killed him. That would have fucking hurt.
That's crazy.
That would have went in at least a little bit, man.
Like, yeah, because he was carrying the medical supplies. I
remember it hit the metal SAM splints, so that probably had a little more shape to it than it actually did when it hit him.
Oh my god. That's freaking crazy how that happens. And I mean, like, there's nothing you could hide from that. It's just mortar comes down, boom, you know, and that's how you got hurt by the rocket and everything. Tell the ass story.
Oh yeah, before I get to that, so Carker is coming up here in a second. Okay, Carker almost got hit. He had a round that landed like right here on some cinder blocks that shattered. He says, Zaffer, I'm hit. He's touching his face. I'm looking up and I see like a chunk of the cinder block is missing. I'm like, you lucky bastard. Like, it basically must have hit, and there must have been enough concussionary force when the round hit the wall that it fucking shattered against his face, so it felt like it actually hit him.
Oh my god.
Just the round.
I didn't see any scars or anything.
No.
It must have just been the concussion.
He didn't get any mark at all, but he felt like he got hit because the round landed that close right next to a fucking wall.
Oh, what the fuck?
But no, so
Carter.
So my second injury, I already had the fucking perforated eardrums, which funny enough, I was actually fighting on the front line and those things weren't healed yet. Or were they?
No, they weren't healed for like a couple months after Baghouz.
Yeah, I didn't get my surgery until then, bastards. Anyways, besides the point.
Well, actually, not really. We'll probably get into that. Jesus.
I had a medical out there. Yeah. Anyways, so we're doing our shit. Normal day goes by. There's a firefight that happens the day before. And then the next day, wake up in the morning. All the guys are there. We're all ready to go. Kind of, Roche Bosch, yada, yada, yada. And so the night before, though, we saw this convoy. Literally like 40 cars way off into the distance. Eventually, the Cassidy forces shot at the convoy.
I remember you telling me this.
And all the lights went off in this convoy in a heartbeat. In the beginning, people were concerned it was a civilian convoy. And I'm like, no. No civilian convoy is going to sit there and flip off all their lights the second they start getting shot at instantaneously. That's trained, that's thought out, that's planned. Anyways, so freaking tell them, okay, expect something in the morning. And then sure enough, I wake up in the morning. I grab my fucking baby wipes. I'm walking my ass down the stairs, go use the bathroom, and then rounds start hitting the building. We hear rounds off in the distance. Excuse me. And then, fucking, it's just crazy. It's great.
So the 40 vehicles, that's from what I know of the area, what you guys described, it was a tunnel or like tunnels that they dug and they just kept the vehicles, or no?
It might have been an underground area, but it came from pretty far away. But they came from the area that we hadn't held yet. So this is like 3 or 4 kilometers inside their territory. And you just saw the lights coming on at night, so you knew what it was. It was a massive convoy, and the problem is the Americans and the coalition forces or the SDF were sitting there and debating if those are civilians or those are military people coming towards us. And that was the issue. Are they combatants or are they non-combatants? And so eventually Cassidy opened fire on them, just a real quick burst of some machine guns in different locations, and then stopped. But as soon as they shot those bursts off, like all the vehicle lights went off.
Wow.
But
so they knew it. It wasn't, civilians like...
So yeah, we all took up positions. We started returning fire, I think, for a good at least solid 8-10 minutes, just shooting back at the enemy nonstop. I mean, I went through, I think, at least 4 or 5 magazine changes pretty quickly, and that was with running around, checking everyone's positions and stuff like that.
So were you sort of like because Carker was there as well, which one of you was sort of the guy, like, it was you that was sort of in control of the team?
I've always been the co-commander.
Got it.
If I leave or do something, I'll definitely appoint someone I think is competent enough to do it in my place. That just goes without saying. Yeah. But I think every mission I've gone on, except for the one in Afrin, I was a co-commander.
Got it. And Cole being like a team of 6 or 8 or,
yeah.
you know.
Basically squad leader sort of translates. That's weird because it could be a team of 4 or 8, which a fire team leader never has more than 4 people.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, freaking out there, I guess the Cole leader could kind of designate like a squad leader.
That makes sense, yeah. So, Tabor, there's a lot of different things, but there's a team, which is like
so you can just go
4 people.
From platoon down, it just goes Tabor, Takim, or Cole when you're on the front line, and then team, or fire team, basically.
Yeah.
And so that's the easiest way to, like, simplify it down.
And going on with that, what do you think are the comparisons? Because I already mentioned this about the Marine Corps. Actually, I'm not sure.
Actually, wait. Did you want to continue the story of how I got hit in the ass, though?
Yes. Okay, you go for that. I'm going to try and remember this question.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So everything's going crazy. I'm directing everybody where to go, and we got this guy. We call him Captain Crocs. And if I can find a picture of it, I'll make sure I give it to you so we can put it up later.
Yeah.
It's this Arab
Cassidy
guy. Yeah, Arab Cassidy guy with a fucking Bixie. And he wears Crocs. Like, legitimately, the sign of a man who's universally given up on life shoes. Crocs. From The Last Dictator.
Okay. Maybe.
Anyways, so freaking, this guy's wearing Crocs and has a Bixie. And it's him and Carker at one point, the only guy shooting in the building. He's a real cool fucking dude. But anyways, so I run up the building because one of the guys showed me some of the enemy soldiers had moved. And we all knew they were starting to, like, surround our building on the line. And at the moment, we didn't actually know is that all the other friendly units around us had actually pulled back, so our building was the only one there left in the front. That was why we were getting hit so fucking hard.
Wow.
And so I run upstairs. I fucking find Captain Crocs. I'm trying to use little bitty skills I have in Arabic and Kurmanji to tell me, he needs to shoot there. Dishman there, Dishman there, Dishman there. And so as soon as I do this, and I'm like going like this, like trying to point out the window to make myself as small as fucking possible, I just see it, the fucking flash, the fucking green head, like in milliseconds getting fucking closer. I knew what it was. This is my first rocket getting hit by. Fucking just dropped down as quick as I could, fucking got into a ball, fucking screamed rocket. It hit the fucking building, detonated actually right behind us. It went through the window, thank God, and landed like almost in the very back corner of the room. But the room was only like maybe 12 foot fucking long.
So it's just 12 feet behind you, exploded the wall, yeah.
Yeah, so she threw some shrapnel, hit me in the calf, hit me in the ass cheek.
In the calf as well?
Yeah, fucking, so there's all the smoke. I waited for maybe 3 seconds before I got up to sprint for the fucking exit after the thing had hit in case there was like a secondary boom coming.
Yeah.
And fucking got around the corner, and as soon as I could fucking breathe and see through the fucking smoke, I can't remember who it was. It was either Suresh, or not Suresh, Sorrel, the Scottish guy.
Okay, yeah.
Or it might have been Gabar, but as soon as I got around that corner, someone was looking at me. I was like, something jumped up and bit me. Oh, I had to fucking say it. As soon as I knew I had gotten hit in the fucking ass, came around the corner and looked at me, just like, oh, you have to at this point in life. So I was getting patched up, fucking, it was alley sheriffs running back and forth trying to find the medical bag. Ends up getting it to me eventually with the help of Sorrow. And fucking Carcass behind me getting ready to patch up my ass. In my defense, I was yelling at Gabar because he forgot to fucking charge the tablet last night, or he'd left it on, one or the other, because it was completely fucking dead. So funny enough, I'm grabbing this fucking charger and throwing it at him to turn on the tablet so we can call him for an airstrike, which by the way never comes. Damn. They were busy for some reason that day.
Of course.
Anyways, freaking we're getting shot at, and again, in my defense, all this is happening, all this is going on, it's very stressful. I had to poop. Right before this all went down. So Carcass behind me, he's patching up my ass.
Oh my god.
And this is like, like mid yell.
And then he tells you what? He says, he tells him, well, I don't know. I mean, like, all the pictures and, like, any picture that I've seen of this, all you guys are smiling. Or, like, when Carcass tell me about it, he's smiling. And, yeah.
It's great. Like, it's more. It's an interesting time. What can I say? Yeah, we're fucking laughing and denying about it afterwards. He patches me up. And so I get the handle this bullshit. So Sorrow is downstairs. Now, once I finally get downstairs, I look him in the eye. He looks at me. Says, hey, man, you want to Bisping the Bisping gunner out there? Basically, the RPG that just hit us. Let's fucking launch it right back at his building. As soon as I nod my head, yeah, and I start giving a fucking order to grab it. Fucking hear it, pops through the fucking hallway window, detonates on the side of the fucking wall, goes off. I had enough time just to step back a foot to, like, put this wall in front of me, like, right there. Just enough time as soon as I heard that rocket enter the fucking room. Jeez. Blast goes off. There's dust everywhere. I fucking hear the Soros said I can't feel my legs. I was like,
yeah, I remember.
Fuck, please. Don't tell me his fucking legs have been clipped off his body. I'm immediately fucking reaching for a tourniquet, my fucking war belt, trying to fucking find him on the ground and get down there. I see him. I'm patting him down. I'm trying to drag him away from the middle of the fucking hallways. It's not the fucking safest. And as I'm looking, his pockets have been blown off. His pockets got blown off.
Like the pocket.
The cargo pockets. The blast literally blew off his fucking cargo pockets.
Crazy.
But other than that, he's just peppered and bleeding, like moderately bad, but not like immediate life threatening. Like I'm like expecting a lot worse.
Good.
But he can't feel his fucking legs, so I ended up picking him up off the ground, carried him down 2 flights of stairs, got his shit, told everyone to bug the fuck out. I mean, I'm wounded, he's wounded, and we're just taking way too much consistent fire. Like, we can't even go outside to get an occasional rocket out one of the random windows to fucking try to hit one of the buildings shooting at us without a sniper popping off randomly. We're getting hit by sporadic gunfire, both machine gun and AK. We know that for a fact. We have sniper fire. We're getting hit by now our second rocket in less than 5 minutes. And so at this point, yeah, something's fucking up. So we pull back. We get to a friendly position. Humvee's coming. We're ready to start an IV, but we heard the Humvee's finally here. So we get him out of there. It's pretty much fine at this time. Like, nothing is life-threatening. And so as we get him to the Humvee, we get back.
You had the tourniquet on him.
Yeah, we had his legs good and bounded. We get back to this Humvee, we put him inside it, and there's like this kind of like checkpoint, or like it's like fallback point. It's like right before the fucking line stops. Yeah. And so we're back there like maybe like 200 meters behind the front line at max. We're talking to the guys like, hey, we need refill ammo, we need to get this, we're down one guy, we're just making the reports so everyone knows what's going on, and you send information back down the line. Yeah. And we find out around that point is why we got hit so hard, because all the fucking buildings were abandoned, because all the guys that were there were
already here. It was just you guys.
And we were like, oh, well, this fucking makes sense. Yeah, Vice TV.
Communication. It's just that seems to be a problem. Like on the front line,
it's massive. Yeah. Like Vice TV was there actually for the day before that when there was a firefight, but they weren't there for the second day. I really wish they were there for the second more than the first. Yeah. But anyways, we ended up getting out of there, and so I'm talking to the guys. I'm like, okay, I just been hitting the fucking ass and the calf. We don't have any broad spectrum antibiotics in us. The heavier medical bags are back there because we actually ended up finding this massive fucking medical bag by Dash. Dude. Like Dash had better equipment than Yepigo and Kingdom Medical.
You told me that. I remember that.
Yeah, dude, huge fucking medical bag. Fucking morphine, tramadol, fucking adrenaline, multi-spectrum antibiotics, painkillers, both for like putting people under, just people being awake. So like local anesthetics, Novocaine, like all this shit in there for days. Like Dash had all of this kind of stuff. And we had enough people to train us how to use it. And that was the great part about it. Like almost none of us are certified, but we've had the occasional paramedic that comes through there. So the idea was to go back, grab a couple of broad spectrum antibiotics, inject me, and go right back to the front line. And so, as we're talking about this, we start walking back to our vehicle. Within 5 minutes, this fucking mortar flies over our head and just goes in my hand and exits. And I'm just like, motherfucker!
I remember. And Carker was telling me about that when he got back, and he was saying that you were really like pissed off because you were afraid you're gonna have to get off the front line. You were like, yeah.
I knew I was gonna get off, dude. I went to my fucking trigger hand, like I couldn't squeeze my finger. I was like, that's it. Jeez. I can't fucking shoot. There's no fucking point for me to be here. I was so fucking angry about that.
And you know what? Meanwhile, everybody, like all 20 of us that had just gotten there, we're just sitting at the academy drinking chai and Derek. We're just like far away. We have no idea any of this is happening. First time I meet you, because I've heard of you, like, oh yeah, there's another Marine or whatever.
Fucking limping up my hand wrapped in
I'm cooking some dinner or whatever. You walk in and it's like, hey, what's up? I go to shake your hand. It's like, I had a. So it's freaking crazy, man. It's So I mean, whenever people ask me like how would I describe Syria? I always say it in one word, which is humbling. It's because of people like you, Rashid, Carker, like
Alan.
Who?
Alan.
Oh, yeah. He's like on level of Carker.
Alan was fucking there 2015, 16 Men Beach.
Yeah.
He got fucked up as well. Right?
Yeah, his leg. I mean, these people are incredibly humbling, and that's like you go in there and So I mean, that's all I want to say to that. It's freaking crazy.
This to like 5 months ago. So the first year I was using this, I didn't have this, but I've gotten most of it off, or it won't affect the bolt anymore. I'll give that a nice.